I'm going to click the button.
No, you don't need to from the
Oh, that's right. All right.
Okay, YouTube's triggered.
All right. 30 seconds. This is going to make this work. And I had that, but I don't know how I got it back or lost it. All right, here we go. All right, good Tuesday evening to one and all. Chris Fry in the 19 News Digital Studios, along with Mark Schwab, here to bring you some breaking news tonight in regards to the NBA and the Cavaliers. And the NBA trade deadline is coming up in a couple of days. Yep. Speculation that the Cavs were going to make a big move. We heard Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's a huge move. But we also heard about movement with one James Harden.
Yeah.
And now that is in. Mark, what do you have?
Well, it sounds like it's ESPN, Shams Charania, the first to report, and I don't know who else is on it
right.
at this point.
A lot of people.
So this rumor started last night about 11:30, and then it really picked up momentum. And then within about the last half hour, the report hit that the Cavs have traded or have agreed to trade Darius Garland to the Clippers for James Harden and a second-round pick. The Cavs are trying to get more on top of Harden, like a first and maybe something else. They could get a second. That's what they got. So it's 26-year-old two-time All-Star Darius Garland to L.A. for 36-year-old multi-zillion-time All-Star. I don't have his numbers on that in front of me. James Harden.
Yeah, one of the 75 greatest players in NBA history.
Yeah, look, I mean, the guy, he fills up a stat sheet. He is an elite scorer. I don't know anyone, though, just the immediate reaction from this. I haven't heard anyone that goes through, oh, yeah, this is great for the Cavs.
Right.
Because Harden, his playoff success is spotty. His defense is generally a myth.
Right.
We'll see how this works, right?
Yeah,
I guess we don't know if they're done. They made the move a couple of days ago, sending DeAndre Hunter out to Sacramento. Now they make this move. Do they have more moves in them? Who knows?
Right.
Now, here's a little twist to this that makes it a little weird, Chris. The Cavs are off tonight. Their next game is tomorrow night in Los Angeles against the Clippers.
Okay, do you think Harden will be able, you think they'll turn it around that quickly to have him in the lineup?
They got to do physicals and stuff like that.
Right.
So, yeah, I think they will. Harden had, I guess, gone to his home in Phoenix.
Right.
He missed their last game for personal reasons, which probably means I don't want to play because they kind of was pushing for something like this. So,
right.
Yeah, there's contract stuff here in play too. Let me go right to that because some people wonder why are we doing this. We as being the Cavs. There's money involved in this too. So Garland under contract this year,
right,
and the 26-27 season
right,
and the 27-28 season. So the rest of this year, 2 more. Harden has a player option for next season.
Okay.
If he doesn't pick that up, he's a straight free agent. That money comes off at that point. I believe the second apron and all these things with the cap. But the other thing, if Harden opts out of this after this year, there's short-term and long-term ramifications. So we're just kind of throwing it all out there.
Okay.
What does this say about where the Cavs are? Say he's out, he's a free agent. You have Donovan, and you'll still have Mobley, and you still have Allen, assuming they don't trade any one of those guys. But a lot of people feel they are in a position where they kind of had to do something different. Frankly, this feels a little bit like a desperate panic move.
It does.
But there is also this other element of Donovan Mitchell has he only player option not on next season, but the following season. They only have 1 more year after this one of what you call team control. He can control his contract.
Oh, wow.
So they have to convince him to pick that up.
Right.
Now, you got to think they ran this by him. You would hope.
You would hope so.
He's their best player. He's the franchise right now. So there's all these elements in play. There's short-term basketball ramifications. There's short-term contract ramifications. There's long-term financial things with the Cavs and the cap after this with Harden opts out. And there's ramifications involving a year and a half from now with Mitchell. Does he stay? Can they now convince him to stay with what happens this year and the following year? There's so many elements in play here, Chris. It's wild.
So this is a push your chips all in scenario right now. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, you traded for a 36-year-old guy that scores 1 million points. Like, this isn't anything for the future.
And he doesn't play a lot of defense. He's known for being a defensive liability.
He really is. Now he's on like 6-7 teams right now.
Yeah.
He played with Brooklyn for 1 year.
Right.
Kenny Atkinson coached.
So there's
Brooklyn.
a connection.
No, they missed each other by 1 year.
Okay.
Atkinson also spent 1 year with the Clippers as an assistant. That was before Harden got there.
Okay.
So those two know a lot of the same people, but they have never crossed paths. I am dying to hear from Kenny Atkinson on this. I understand he's going to give us the team version of it, but like somebody's asking, this guy doesn't play defense.
Right.
What do you do? Now, Garland doesn't always play dynamic defense either.
Of course.
But I'm so anxious to hear what they have to say. We don't have anything yet from the club unless they've done this. Let me just check in case they've done anything in the last couple of minutes here. It doesn't look like anything is official from the Cavs on this yet. So it's not like, they say, well, Kenny's going to talk tonight. If they put out a release tonight, we might get some kind of Zoom with Kobe Altman or somebody.
Right.
But I don't know if they'll announce this tonight or tomorrow. They got to do the physicals and stuff like that.
Right.
There's so many moving parts. I don't know what to think.
Well,
but at first blush, I don't like it because you're trading a 26-year-old two-time All-Star, except he hasn't played much.
And that's my question. What happens now? What happens now? Because if we can pop back on camera, if I can get over here, we're going off on the cuff here, guys. So there it is, right there. We're going to push the red button. So now what happens when you give away a Darius Garland, 26 years old, but he has been hurt over the last couple of years?
Well, he's been hurt a lot this year. Last year he played like 70-some games.
Okay.
The year before that he missed about 25 games.
Okay.
But this year, this is the weirdest one because the toe, he hurt it at the end of last season, and we all talked about should he be playing through it in the playoffs. Then he had surgery. Should have corrected it. He came back and within a few games had another flare-up. I don't know I don't get it. I've never seen somebody have the turf toe procedure and all of a sudden it's back.
Yeah.
He's missed games this year. We don't know if this is going to at some point ease up this year. So yeah, in that sense, there could be a desperation here in the sense of we need a dude that can play.
Absolutely.
Because with them moving on from Hunter, they get Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder's a backup point guard.
But he
right now, if he's a good player, but he's a good backup.
Right.
If you don't have Darius Garland for an extended period of time, you cannot just ride with Schroeder.
I agree.
You got to have something. So that's where Harden could really help them this year if Garland wasn't going to be able to go.
Okay.
So all these moving parts here and elements. This is a wild trade. I feel like though, just as a Cavs fan, and that has loved this group, and I know we got so excited the way last year started, and it just didn't work out. You feel like, ew. You traded your young point guard for an old guy that's been on like 7 teams now, doesn't always want to be where he is. None of that feels good.
Like, this is what you're getting right now. Is Harden is a one-on-one player. Not saying he's never been a team player, but that's always been his game, and he's really been good at it.
Yeah,
and it's a good fit for Cleveland, but once again, how long will... He's had several tantrums with a couple of teams.
Right.
So if Cleveland's on a roll, are we going to get to game 77 and he's like, I'm done. I'm done. I want to go somewhere else.
Better not. But then he's past the deadline.
Yeah.
To give you his numbers for this year, Harden is averaging about 25 and a half a game to go with nearly 5 assists. He's 8 assists a night. I mean, he's not a ball hog or like that.
Well, that's good. That's good to know.
He's a massive scorer, and he's a massive defensive liability.
Right.
And yes, he has had a reputation for being unhappy. I feel like, this is Donovan Mitchell's team.
This is.
And he's got to know
question.
that, right? Yes. Obviously, you're not going to show up day one and have it be his team, but this is Don's team. And so I am anxious to see how this backcourt works out. I still can't. It's wild. The first game is tomorrow against the Clippers.
Yeah.
If they can get the physicals done and everything done, these two teams are going to just, the guys just walk across the hall or something.
There you go.
This is a wild night. The funny part is this day started with Todd Monk. Todd Monk, and we're like, this might happen, but the deadline wasn't until Thursday.
Right.
You're like, maybe it happens tomorrow. Maybe it happened. No, it happened. It changed the entire news cycle from off Todd Monk into all Cavaliers. And I don't know. We don't know if they're done.
Right.
Because this rumor popped up last night.
It did.
About 11:30, and it was 21 hours ago.
Yeah.
21 hours ago, that was like.
And
really?
we were like, no.
And it's done. So these things can happen fast.
But we heard also Giannis, the scenario with Giannis possibly coming here. And once again, we didn't report on it. It was just kind of fodder or rumor.
Right.
Yeah,
it's the
rumors.
fodder. So here's the thing with I mean, we're into this. We might as well
Right,
go
go ahead.
where we
Yep.
go. So the Bucks shopping Giannis, they got a bunch of offers. ESPN, I think it had it yesterday, that they were sending out their counters. We didn't have Cleveland attached to that.
Right.
It was like the Knicks, it was Miami, Golden State, and one other team I can't remember off the top of my head. The Cavs don't have a lot of firsts to trade. Remember, they moved them in the Mitchell deal.
Right.
And you can't trade them. You got to go every other year. So if you were going to, you can't like trade firsts into the 2030s, or you are absolutely cooked.
Right.
So I don't think they have access to the firsts to trade for Giannis.
Right.
I was going to say, if you don't have firsts, you can bundle up like Garland and Mobley and try to find a way to make the money work, depending on who you give. And now you're at least giving them high quality young players. But now you can't do that because you just traded Garland.
It's a lot. We could sit here and talk about this all night, but you have to go prepare for a newscast to give us more about this.
We're on at 9. We got
we're on at 9.
Monken, we're 10. We're 11.
So we got 2.5 hours of news tonight, 9 o'clock on Cleveland's 43.
I think I'm your entire able.
He is the leadoff hitter tonight. He is our Stephen Kwan, talking about this big trade with the Cavaliers sending Darius Garland, 2-time All-Star, for one of the great players in league's history, for James Harden, which some fans may say is a treat. I mean,
in this sense, let's put it this way. Here's another way to look at this, even though this is just kind of dress. You traded an All-Star for a Hall of Famer.
Okay. An old Hall of Famer, though.
That's how we know he's a Hall of Famer.
Very true.
He's old.
Yep.
But, he is really good on the basketball court in some ways. So
there's no denying that. Get out of here. Mark Schwab, thanks for giving us this. Coming up in about 15 minutes, 19 News at 9 o'clock on Cleveland's 43. You'll see me, you'll see Mark at 10 o'clock and at 11 o'clock over on 19. We'll have much more on this trade. James Harden coming to the CLE. Of course, Todd Monken, you are a busy man today. We'll let you get out of here. We'll see you later. See you in about 15 minutes. Thanks for joining us on this breaking news on the Cavaliers' big trade for James Harden.